Alright, welcome to a week recap of week 2 of September 2025. I'm going to go over the entirety of the week's price action. Monday through Friday, we're going to determine my bias, whether I'm bullish, bearish, or indecisive. And we're going to play through the replay mode and see what trades appear, which ones I would take, which ones I wouldn't. And yeah, this is basically going to be a way of journaling for me so I can look back on these videos and just keep track of how I'm doing in my trading. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting off on the 4 hour, September 8th is Monday, the beginning of this week. So the previous week, as I can see, we're in a market maker buy model. So we sweep liquidity right here. And we also have an imbalance right there that's paired with this liquidity. So pretty nice off the bat. We also see an SMT here. This is pretty much everything you want to see when you're looking for longs, and vice versa if everything's opposite and you would be looking for shorts, right? So we have the SMT put in place, we have the liquidity sweep taken, as well as an imbalance right there. So it's just pitch perfect, nothing much better you can ask for. So we do take a really big point of interest right here. So this essentially causes the market maker buy model to be complete, right? Now just because it means well, how should I phrase this? We could reverse off this, or we could continue higher. We really don't know. Price is going to do whatever it wants to do, right? All we can do is just predict to the best we can. And at this point in time, I really don't know if we would push down after this, like reverse off here, or continue to go up. So what we can do is just look at the legs, the time frames, the time ranges after we take this high, right? So what do we see right after we take this high? We have a massive bearish candle, which honestly looks like we're reversing off here. But we do see that we tap into two different bullish fair value gaps, right? One of them we close inside the initial fair value gap we tap into. We have a full close inside, therefore respecting this gap, as well as wicking the entirety of the second fair value gap. So we respect two fair value gaps and close inside of one. Just perfect. That's, it's a really good bullish sign, as well as this massive rejection wick. And then immediately after this, we have an inverse on the 4 hour. So at this point in time, I'm strictly looking for longs, right? Now let's determine our key levels. For this day, we have this 4 hour right here. What else do we have? Excuse me. We have this previous week high. Because this was Friday's high. We have lots of low resistance, so let's see. Yeah, okay. We have low resistance. We did end up taking this right here on this from this high right there, so I'm not going to mark that. But we have very high time frame stack low resistance, and we also have this right here, these equal highs on the high time frame, right? So boom, now that we got our draws out the way, oh my gosh, that just sounded weird. Draw some liquidity, and yeah, we got all that out the way. So let's go down to the lower time frame on the 1 hour. Okay, so far I really like this, right? We're consolidating, and from here, what I'm expecting to happen, since our bias is bullish, and these are my targets up here, what I'm looking forward to happening is us coming down into this 4 hour, taking liquidity, and then pushing back up higher, right? So that's the dream scenario, right, that I'm looking forward. I'm just looking for longs, unless we get like an SMT or something. Then this low is not needed to be taken. So let's just see. Let's see what's happening on ES. Let's go on the 15-minute. ES, we have. Let's actually turn this indicator on right here. Okay, so ES had equal lows and London lows right here. And was that a 4 hour? Yes, that was. So we have equal lows, London session lows, which is a session low, and a 4 hour on ES. So that's a really good target that I'm looking forward to getting hit before we push up higher. So let's get into this Monday's trade. Let's see what happens. All right. Okay, So we actually rip up and have a massive rejection wick right there. Let's check ES. ES actually comes up, takes liquidity, and just dumps. Meanwhile, NQ is all the way up here, so we see. Let's see what happens on this time frame, right? Because we do have a really nice rejection wick. Okay, so we do have a short right here, but my bias is, I mean, we could technically short towards the levels I'm looking at in order to go bullish, because if I want to go bullish, right, I'm expecting some of this liquidity. It doesn't even have to be this 4 hour. We can just put in as SMT before I look for longs, right? So we could trade toward this, but it's pretty dangerous. Despite, let's see. Yeah, it's just dangerous. So this is an entry, so let's see how this plays out. Most likely going to lose, though. Yeah, we get stopped immediately on this trade, right? Unless you put your stop at the high. Let's see if it ends up taking the high. So it does end up taking that high. Let's see. We get another short right here, but obviously that trade just lost, and the draw looks to be this previous week. Let's see how ES is going. Let's just watch ES, to be honest, because we're 100% getting the SMT. Okay, so we do take liquidity out there. We have a massive push up after. And NQ, let's see what NQ does. So we're still bull run right here, right? ES does take this low out. It doesn't take London low out yet, but we do have this massive candle close. So let's see if NQ tapped into anything. Oh, perfect. All right. So what do we have here? A 15-minute imbalance. We tap into the 15-minute. Now let's see if we have any inverses that can give us long entries. We have the 1 minute gap right there that gets inverse. We could take it off that, but we want to take the highest time frame inversion. We have a 2 minute right there, and at 3 minutes all the way up here. So this 2 minute looks perfect, honestly. Stops at the low. Targets up here the previous week. All right, I'm not really aiming towards all the way up here. I mean, it's a Monday. It's a no news Monday, right? This entire week we have no news Monday, no news Tuesday, PPI Wednesday, CPI Thursday, and consumer sentiment on Friday. So now that we got the news all over with, we can know what to expect from each day. So I'm not expecting a huge expansion on this day, especially a Monday. Not only that, but a no news Monday. So main targets would be here. Right, main targets here. Let's see, where can we go break even at? But we already passed that, but break even would be at this 5 minute right here. And let's just see how this plays out. It's already a winning trade. If anything, a break even trade. Let's see if we tap this partial right here. You could partial off this 5 minute if it's a 1-to-1. It's a little under 1-to-1, but if you want to play it safe on a no news Monday, it would be smart to just take out maybe not half, but just a quarter of your position, or something like that, and then scale half out here at this high for sure, and then runners towards previous week, right? Okay, so we're just chopping. Break even got edge there. And then boom, break even here. So final TP did not get hit. Let's see if we get stopped out. So yeah, we do get stopped out right there. Okay, and previous week's all the way up here. Okay, yeah. All right, so that seems like that's about it for that day. All right, this is already at the past AM. It's already in the PM session, but nice solid trade. I really don't see anything else that happened that we could potentially take off here, right? I mean, shorts don't seem ideal right here, especially with previous week being so close. Like, and price just looks pretty chopped right here. But yeah, that's that. Just one trade for Monday. Now let's hop into. I'm gonna leave this here so we can go through everything after. So that's a 2 minute entry off of 5 minute, 15 minute. This is basically continuation model. Now let's head into Tuesday. Looking at Tuesday, 9 a.m. Okay, so again, let's hop into the 4 hour because that's where we start from the highest time frame. At least I do. Um, don't see much on the 4 hour except for we do have stack low resistance right here, right? We have this unfilled 4 hour down here. Honestly, just based off the draws on liquidity, I'm aiming towards bullish right here. I don't really see why it would be bearish. Hold on, someone's calling me. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So we're respecting this gap, we're pushing up, respected this gap, push up, we come down, respect this gap, and I don't know if we're gonna inverse this on the 9 a.m. candle or not, but yeah, leaning towards being bullish here still. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Okay. So if I'm gonna look for shorts, right, I'm expecting us to either come up all the way up here, take this low resistance out, or come into this OTE zone and respect this gap right here while taking out liquidity. And then looking for shorts towards Asia low, and then maybe even all the way down to this 4 hour. But again, this is a no news Tuesday, so I'm not expecting much. Let's see. So at this low would be OTE, but it's likely that we'll, pass OTE. So we'll mark this range from down here. So we have EQ right here, OTE right there. And if we do the entirety of the range from the 4 hour, right, from this major high time frame leg, right, we have OTE right here paired with this imbalance and Asia session lows right above it, as well as this EQ right just beneath this swing low right there. So now that we got our ranges in check, everything seems to align pretty well for me. So honestly, we're just gonna wait and see how this plays out, because I'm more bullish here just because it draws on liquidity. But we can honestly, anything can play out. This does look like a nice manipulation leg as well. But before we get into that, let's check. So this is Monday. So we do have that high time frame SMT right there. So I could definitely see us going short. Let's just see how this plays out. All right, let me mark this out. Sorry. We have Asia lows, and then we have these lows right here. So is that market open? No, this is just New York open. Immediately take this out. We're waiting for market open. So market open, we do run up, we tap OTE, we take liquidity here. Let's see what we do on the S&P. Okay, yeah, so we have SMT right there. SMT, we do tap OTE just barely. So let's see if we can get an entry anywhere. Okay, this looks very bad. Look at the candle. Yeah, definitely no trade to be taken here. Let's just play this out, see what happens. We could push higher. Okay, we end up pushing lower. Okay, wow. All right, right here we take out Asia low, right? That's paired. If we tap this imbalance, let's see. We have this 15-minute imbalance, and this aligned with that OTE, zone as we showed earlier. Now let's check what ES is doing. So ES did take that. I don't see any SMTs. If there is, it's not significant because it's not that noticeable. But let's see what we have. So once we take this these Asia lows. Let's look for entry. 1 minute, 2 minute. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I took this. Wait, I don't know if I did or didn't. I just know I took 1/32 this week. I forgot, but it was around the third candle. So around this area, we'll just say right here. But there was 100% a 30-second. I could pull up the top step chart, but kind of lazy for that. But there was a 30-second here. I remember because there was no other time frame that had a fair value gap to be inverse except for the 30-second. And I don't usually take 30 seconds. But there we'll have the entry there. Let's see what our targets would be. Anything on the 5 minute? Nope, nothing. Nothing on the, no internal high, except for all the way up here. Honestly, I guess a break even would just be right there. Or you could just do a 1-to-1. Targets up here, honestly. Up to this, where's this drop here? And we have this high right there too, but let's see how this plays out. Okay, break even here. Of course, you're gonna partial right there. So we do make equal highs right there. Let's see if we make any equal highs on ES. Okay, we make equal highs on ES as well. So this definitely shows me that we could. I'm not really too experienced on when equal highs get made. I know they're a great draw on liquidity, but usually when we make equal highs, especially on ES, we continue to just, like, we don't really come take this out. Like, we just keep pushing down. We'll make another set of equal highs, push down, make another set. That's just one thing I have noticed personally. On ES, rarely happens on NQ. It's mostly all the time ES. So, likely going to be a break-even trade here, to be honest. Break-even. Okay, and then we end up just flushing down. Yep, and then we just consolidate. This is already past kill zone. Just for the sake of it, we're just going to see if this draw ever gets hit. Because I feel like it's a pretty good draw on liquidity. Let's see, does it? Yeah, we do end up taking this. Alright, so now moving on to the next day. Wednesday, which is, we finally get past no news. And we have PPI. Okay, now let's go to the 15-minute. Alright, so starting off on the 4-hour once again, we take out all this liquidity right here. We still have all-time highs. I'm going to go ahead and mark that out now, since we're very, very close to it. ATH, we already took out all this liquidity. We took out this lower, most of this low resistance. We took out these equal highs. We took out the previous week. Well, I guess I can just keep these on there. But let's see. I didn't even remove that. We have a unfilled 4-hour right here. Let's see. Edge this 4-hour. Let's see if we tapped it on ES. So, okay. ES, we did tap that 4-hour. We already did initially tap it, but we swept liquidity, making an SMT right there. Wait, it's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Okay, I don't think we have an SMT, but with the gap, we do have a SMT with this fair value gap, though, just not with any liquidity. So we do have this unfilled 4-hour. Let's go to the 1-hour and see what's happening on there. We do take this low resistance out, SMT with the fair value gap. Do we respect anything? Doesn't look like we respect anything, but we do inverse this 1-hour right here, and we have a massive up close candle right there. And as well on the 4-hour, we have this unmitigated gap. Now on the 15-minute, before we get into that, let me check ES's 4 hour. Also have an unmitigated gap. We'll go ahead and mark that out. Very unlikely to get retraced to since we're all the way up here. Yeah, so honestly, been bullish on Monday, was bullish on Tuesday, and we remain bullish until we hit these all-time highs, to be honest, probably for the rest of the week. Let's go ahead and get into it. Boom. So market open, we've dumped down, and wait, I forgot to mark out the most important thing on these days, which is the data lows and data highs. So these are my strongest magnets that I notice. I love to aim for data lows and data highs, which is why I love 830 news, because we always get a candle like this. And it's just honestly one of the most strongest draws in liquidity, in my opinion. So let's see. Market open. Likely going to have an SMT with the data lows. So NQ takes data lows out right here, right? ES does not. We have an external SMT as well as an internal SMT right there. Yep, 930 to the recent swing low, and this is data low. So let's just check the 15 minutes, see what happens here. Looks like it passed OTE. Yep, just barely. Let me check the entire range though. Nope. We'll leave that mark just in case, because we could just flush down even more. But we tapped this 15-minute right there. Looks like we're respecting it. See on the 1 hour. 1 hour, we're respecting it. Okay, yeah, everything aligns. We have the SMTs. We do have the fair value gaps and the liquidity to back this up. We have a 1 minute gap up here. Honestly, I don't see anything. I do remember there being a 30-second, but for the sake of it, I'm not gonna trade this. I think it was up here. Yes, it was most definitely right here. I remember that. I mean, we'll mark it out, but I'm not gonna, take this as an actual trade. We'll just see, because the previous trade, I know for sure there's a fair value gap, right? I know 100% for sure, but this one I'm not too positive, but we're still gonna do it just in case. There's a 5 minute right here. Dude, I want to say there was a 30-second right here. I really do. It's probably not even a trade, but whatever. We'll just do break even right there. Let's see if this even works. So we tap break even. Yeah, break even. It was right here. Okay. So we do, let's see if we have that SMT again. So we still have this internal SMT. This definitely looks like a clean setup. Let's see what happens. Boom. Let's see if we have a 2 minute. Okay. No. We do have this 1 minute though, and this looks very nice. So it wasn't a 30-second, it was a 1 minute. So ignore that previous trade, right? This becomes our new break even right there. Let's check the 5 minute. Oh my gosh, it looks like we lose. 5 minutes all the way up here. Aim for data. Okay, break evens at this 15 minute. Let's mark this out, and let's mark the 830. All right, so let's see how this plays out. Oh, okay, we hit break even. Tap that 5 minute, scaled half right there. I did not take this trade though, so this looks like a nice re-entry, or like a model inside a model. Let's see the 2 minute. We tap into a 2 minute. once again, we have this. Well, I don't know about that candle. We do tap into that 2 minute right there. 3 minute, 4 minute. If we tap into a 5 minutes over. Okay, we don't. But let's check YM. Or not YM, sorry, ES. So we do have an SMT with those fair value gaps as well. As you can see, this fair value gap at 10 a.m. and this fair value gap is at 10 a.m. So is this a gap right there? It is. It's very tight. So we're just going to base this off the 1 minute. We'll do 2 entries. This might be a loss because I don't usually ever take these. I never do, in fact. But see how this plays out. Okay, this is kind of getting scary. I don't even know where we would go break even here. We're just chop central. Honestly, once we come up and take another high, I'm going break even. Wow. This is just terrible. Okay, we do hit a 1-to-1, which looks like, yeah, definitely would have gone break even there at that 1-to-1, especially seeing this chopness right there. And would have hit break even here. Let's just see how the rest of this trade plays out. Okay, this got hit way in the PM session. Yeah, that was actually crazy. I gotta take a piss really bad, but I gotta finish this fucking video. Actually, you know what? I'll be back. I'm gonna take a piss really quick. Just give me a moment. Oh my goodness, it's 3:33 in the morning and I'm exhausted. Alright, well, we're done with this day, so it's Wednesday. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Alright, Thursday, 9 a.m. Irrelevant, we pass OTE, not worried about that. Okay, we also have PPI this day too, so 9 a.m. candle. $30. So let's start off with the 4 hour once again. Alright, what's the first thing I see? Do we respect this? Okay, we do respect this, but this close is like off. Right, there's like a, what is it called, a volatility gap or whatever. Let's actually see what that looks like on like the 5 minute or something. Yeah, so close right here. This doesn't make sense. Makes no sense to me. Okay, let's get back to it. So I'm not going to count this as a respect, but I do see this very nice rejection wick right there. On the 1 hour, that was a rejection wick. On the 1 hour, we respect this gap, but then we inverse it. Just chop central, it's overnight session. We inverse this gap right there though, and then we respect this gap while taking out liquidity. And let's see, did we put in any SMTs? We actually do, well, not really, because it's just equal lows. But ES is next to all-time highs. So is NQ. So I believe this is the day that we hit all-time highs. I really don't remember if it was this day or Friday, but I'm going to assume it's today because there's no way we're going to stall this much after being like like around 100 points away. Yeah, let's go to the 15-minute, see what's up with that. Okay. So yeah, we already have our manipulation leg, which that's what it seems like. We take out Asia and London lows. Respect this 15-minute. Respect the hourly. Let's just get right into it, see what happens. Okay, market opens. We run up. I could see this being a short, especially this looks like it's an OTE. It really does. No, it's definitely past OTE, but I'm gonna mark it just in case. See if it is just slightly past it. Looks like a nice short. We're definitely gonna look in to see if any models happen, but I'm not gonna be putting this up, like taking it. This is just gonna be it. If there is a trade, it's gonna be a trade I'm gonna miss out on. Don't care if it hits. I'm just not interested in it. I mean, look at this wick right here. I doubt that we're gonna come all the way up here. We do take out the data high though. Let's see what happens on ES. So ES, okay. What the fuck? Make triple equal highs right there, right? And this is also the data high. So ES could, I really don't see how we're gonna get longs off here. I really don't think we're coming all the way down here. Let's just go into 1 minute and watch. Okay. All right, yeah, this lower time frame looks much more cleaner. All right, we have equal lows right there. We have some low resistance right here. And let's mark the range out. Okay, so we have equilibrium right there, which aligns with this first strong liquidity right there. Let's see what ES has to offer. Equal lows right there. Low resistance. Let's see what happens. So NQ does take this out already, right? We already take everything we need. Let's see. Let's check the 5 minute really quick. 5 minute imbalance right there. This low is also part of a 5 minute imbalance, but we already tapped into a 5 minute imbalance. So honestly, longs look good off here if we get them. Down to take them. Okay, we don't get longs, but we tap this liquidity, tap the EQ of this range. If we get an inverse right here, I'm longing the fuck out of this. All right, like I'm longing the absolute shit out of it. I don't even remember if I took this. All I remember is I took a trade on Friday for sure. That's all I remember. We have SMT right there. SMT with these lows. Liquidities, we got our liquidity. This equal lows honestly was enough liquidity for me. And we have the EQ, the discount getting tapped. Let's see if there's anything else on this 2 minute. No. Okay, do we make any? Okay, yeah, so I guess I'll be taking this 3 minute. Oh, don't show me this candle. Okay. All right, this has to be the day we take all-time highs, right? This has to be. Let's see, do we have anything else here? We have this previous day data high that never got hit. We also have this just high right there. That's probably aligns with the CE of this rejection wick. Well, definitely doesn't align with it, but it's dang near close to it. Wow, this looks like a winning trade. Didn't mean to get myself spoiled, but so we have this 3 minute. Looks like the only valid entry. One thing that's pretty dangerous about this though is the entry happened when we tapped into the 5 minute. So I mean technically you could wait for this 5 minute, but this 3 minute honestly seems good enough. Okay. Well, first. Let me determine the break-even point. Let's see how the 5-minute reacts though. So let's see. This 5-minute don't look too bad at all. Let's see, 1.5 R versus a 3. Yeah, we double the RR. So that's one thing, but this 5-minute don't even look too bad. We tap it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we would definitely get break even on this 5-minute as well as on this 3-minute, but this, dude, this looks bullish as heck. What a partial here because it's over 1-to-1. Yep, 1.25 around there. See if this ends up getting hit. What the fuck, man? Are you serious? Can we get data getting tapped? Does all-time highs get tapped? Okay, looks like we're gonna run down. We are definitely not getting all-time highs today. So yeah, it was Friday. All right. No losing trades yet, except for that short, but something I would not have taken. So no losing trades yet. Let's see, all-time highs is literally right here. If we don't hit this, no, I know we hit this shit. I remember we do. Okay, so in the 4-hour, we are respecting this gap. We tap into it 1, 2, 3 times on the 4-hour, and we remain respect. So we're obviously bullish off that just alone. Let's do check ES though. So ES makes new all-time highs. Right? We are respecting this gap right here. So let's just go on the 1-hour. See, once again, this is like exactly what we saw on Monday. Okay. What the freak? It's not looking to do that. Right, we have our consolidation and we just boom and reverse right there. So let's see, do we tap into anything? This fucking break-even thing. It's getting on my nerves. So we do have a gap right there that we end up respecting. Let's go down to the 15-minute. See our draws, okay. These already get taken out. This is just all-time highs. Respecting this 15-minute. Respect. Yeah. I don't see why we would come all the way down here. Same thing with ES. So let's just see how this plays out. Because I do remember taking a trade. I just don't remember what trade happening. Okay. Yeah, this looks familiar now. I remember now. So we have our news come out because we had 10 a.m. news. No, not 10 a.m. news. This was market open, but we did have 10 a.m. news, and it was down here closer to our entry. Yeah, we don't take all-time highs out, so we make relatively equal highs. On ES, we just dump, so we're not near all-time highs at all. We're closer on NQ. We do take out all this low resistance right there, right? Look at all this. Take all that out. Let's see what happens on the 5-minute. Okay, what the heck? Oh, this is the 5-minute. I'm retarded. So we are respecting this gap right there, this 5-minute gap, as well as this 15-minute right there. Now let's check if we tap into. I know we tap into EQ, but yeah, we tap into OTE. It's even better. Do we have any SMTs put in place? Yes, we have. First of all, we have a lot of generated sell side, so this is kind of scary on my part. I'm not too experienced with this. I don't know if ES is going to want to take this out and then push higher, or if we're just going to use these as SMTs. But I mean, NQ takes a decent amount of sell side, so I don't really see why we would push lower. This seems like a great reversing point. This was a 30-second though. I do remember that, and it was off the third 1-minute candle. I remember. Okay, I remember this exactly. Right there. We had a 30-second entry right there. And I'm gonna bring this back. I mean, there's no point. I already know the outcome of this trade. Break even right here at this 5 minute. TP all the way out, all-time highs. This one was very unfortunate. We ended up getting break even before running up, which seems like I'm noticing a pattern here. This shit's always happening. Fucking wick that shit. And then we just bull run up. Okay. Hold on. Let's bring this back. So that is the trade I took. But let's see what happens here. No 5 minute. No 4 minute. We end up disrespecting this 4 minute. Disrespecting a 3 minute. If we respect this 2 minute and 1 minute, this does look like longs here. So the news candle was right here. Honestly, this looks pretty nice, right? I mean, all the other like fair value gaps got disrespected. If the 1 minute gets disrespected, I'm not taking it. Okay. This looks like something I would definitely take. 1 minute, 2 minute got respected. We did inverse the 2 minute. We would have a very, very 1-to-1 here. A very close break even just because it's being pretty risky with all the other time frame being inversed, and just only the 1 and 2 minute that got respected. So break even point. Boom, we actually hit TP. Well, not necessarily because we're waiting for 1-to-1. Okay, 1-to-1 gets hit. Boom, out of there. Awesome trade right there. Honestly, we could just reverse off here, but I remember this day we kept just bull running up. Yeah, so we also had that SMT with the news data low right there on 10 a.m. It's another confluence that this trade would have played better. Would have been more confident in that trade, especially seeing that SMT being put in place. Honestly, let's see. There's really nothing else. We already took all the objectives out. Let's just see what happens. We're on the 2 minute. I'm going to 5 minute. There's continuations here. Let's see what happens after we get these continuations. Nothing here, nothing here. When does kill on end? Whoa. Let me see. I'm just looking to see if there's anything. Yeah, no trades for the rest of the day except for that one right there. Trying to see, just look at these days, because I do remember there was a continuation that I saw. It was right here. Okay, it was right here. I missed the day on Thursday. So after we get break even, we come down, get break even, we run up again, we hit this high, but it's not all-time highs. It's not really a relevant high at all. It's just a point that I'm gonna be, cautious about once we tap. So we tap that, come down to this 5 minute right there, and we do have an order block that's getting respected. Don't really look at these except for we're on continuation models. It's just nice to have that extra confluence. But the main confluence is we're still bullish until we take it this either data high or this all-time high right there. And let's see if it was a 15 minute. What am I looking at? Thursday. Yeah. Okay, there was no 15 minute, but let's see on these time frames what exactly happened. 5 minute, the 4 minute got tapped as well. 3 minute got tapped as well. Wait, am I looking at the right thing? This is Friday. I'm an idiot. What the fuck? I am tripping. Okay, it doesn't matter about the other time frames that got tapped. We do have this 2 minute right there. Let's see if there's a 3 minute. If not, then we're just gonna run with a 2 minute. Nothing on a 3 minute. Okay, let's just check the 1 minute too. Just because. Gap. Okay, yeah. So we already know how this played out, but let's just see the RR and whatnot, and if it was a break even. So we have data highs and we have all-time highs. And this was the day that I thought we would finally take all-time highs, but we didn't. Break even right here, of course, at the internal high. Well, it's more like an external high right here. But yeah, we hit first TP and then eventually get break even right there. Yeah, so just now that we finally, how long has this video ran on for? Does it tell me? Nah, I don't know. And I don't want to end the video and fuck everything up, but just to go over everything really quick, we're just gonna blow through these. Pause. So yeah, so we're in a market maker buy model. No, where are we? Market maker buy model. Okay, Monday showed us that we're still bullish until we either hit these equal highs or, you know, just low resistance or this all-time high, right? And we eventually do hit these equal highs, which is a part of, and a lot of that low resistance right there on Wednesday. And since we came so close to all-time highs, this just finished my bias off for the rest of the week being bullish. So every single day was a bullish bias day. But to get into it, so great price action right here. We run up, like we just bull run up actually, while ES makes that SMT, and we tapped at the 15 minute. So boom, we're looking for entries here. Excuse me. This was a 2 minute. Yeah, it was a 2 minute. 2 minute inverse. We hit break even and then hit full TP. Well, not full TP, but the main TP is right here. It's pretty common that we leave these open for the rest of the week. That's also something that I need to take note of more often, is not expecting big moves. I mean, I already do not expect big moves happening on Mondays and early in the week, especially on no news days. But whenever we do end up hitting a trade like this where we come so close to a key level, I gotta be cautious and remember that we might save these highs or lows, whatever it is, for later on in the week, and just make relatively equal highs. So this honestly would have been a good time using my fundamental analysis to just target right here and just full close right there instead of, you know, scaling half and then getting the other half break even or whatnot. So yeah, just being smarter. That's one thing we can take away from this week, is just using more of your fundamental analysis and just learning how to target the most probable things, right? So we're 1-0 for this week so far on here. This entire week I only took 2 trades this week. Yeah, it was like around 2 trades. Now Tuesday we take, is this Asia low? No, what the heck is this? This is Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so I remember we had the SMT, I think. And we did have the SMT, but that was for this day. Fuck. We already went through in the video. There's no need for me to do it now, but we do take liquidity right there. This was Asia. This was Asia, right? Why is it not showing now? It's probably because I'm too far ahead, but Asia opens at 8 p.m. Okay, yeah. So that's Asia low. That 15-minute imbalance right there. We did have some SMTs, I believe so. And I think we had our entry. Yeah, this was the time where we had the entry on the 32nd. And this was, what was this? We do take liquidity and we just eventually get break even. I think this was the 32nd. I really don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, this was pretty. Oh yeah, this was the OTE that we were aiming for, and it did eventually get hit later on, like in the PM session. But it's whatever. Honestly, would have stuck this target. It's really, really nice and beautiful. We would definitely scale up here, especially taking this high. This looks very nice. Let's see, Wednesday. Where the fuck are you? Alright, Wednesday was the SMT with data highs, as well as the external SMT and the internal SMT. And then we had the entry on the 1 minute. Alright, 1 minute right there. We edged this top loss and then hit this 5 minute, would have scaled there, and then just got break even. Wasn't that bad. Honestly, I really was expecting us to push higher, but you know, it is what it is. We just chopped up like crazy right there. And then we have Thursday. Thursday was a, what was Thursday? Okay, Thursday looked like, yeah, we took, I remember this day, okay. I don't remember the exact entry though. This is Friday. What the hell happened? 2 minute. Let's see what happened on the 3 minute. Oh yeah, that's when we had our 3 minute entry. I guess this accidentally got deleted. Targets up here. Honestly, these days, I don't even mind aiming higher because I'm expecting the draws to get hit, you know, later on in the week. Especially after making relatively equal highs and just getting really close to it. So these are pretty good targets. Hit the break-even point, would have scaled right there. And yeah, ended up getting break-even. And in the continuation model, we tapped the 5 minute, inverse on the 2 minute. End up hitting that data high, which is honestly a great point for me. Should full close there, not worry about too much of a high RR. And then we have Friday. What the fudge? Friday we tap into OTE, making the SMT with these low resistance liquidity, and the day we finally hit all-time highs after waiting for it all week. We have the 30-second entry. We end up getting break even after scaling half at that 5 minute. And then after news drops, we continue up, and then we make an SMT with the news data low. And we get an entry because we respect the 1 minute and the 2 minute, and we get a 2 minute entry right there. And we finally reach all-time highs. And yeah, that's it for this week. So looking forward to making more of these each and every week. Also gonna have a separate playlist dedicated to just trade recaps where I just go in on just the trade that I took for the day. Obviously it's only gonna be if I take the trade, so if there's a trade that I miss out on, then I'm not making a recap on that. Only the ones that I actually took trades on. So let's just see. Looks nice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh my gosh. I'm an absolute brain rot. What the fuck? Why am I... Sorry about that, but... Yeah, every trade honestly hit. Maybe not full TP, but we definitely hit, like, the partials. So we hit TP1 at least. So literally every single trade this week was a win. That is fucking awesome. and I'm looking forward to a lot more trades like this. And coming from the rest of the year, you know, I really loved price action in the fall last year. All right, it was just beautiful, and I'm hoping the same thing continues for the rest of this fall. Hopefully, we don't get Trump price action because I am pretty relatively new to trading. Only been doing it for about a little, like a year, a little bit over a year and a half. So I do got some pretty good experience, but not enough to be able to, you know, like predict which seasons are the best, right? I've only been around for one full cycle, about to be my second full cycle. So yeah, this trade hit like crazy, and this trade hit as well. This trade hit, not as well as the other ones. This trade hit too, as well as this one. Dang, man. Missed out on a lot of good trades this week. This one and this one. Because I'm slowly transitioning to TopStep X accounts just because of the ratio is 1 to 10. So for every micro, you can enter 10 for every mini, you can enter 10 micros. And that's not the case with these Tradeoid accounts on TradingView. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're limited to only 2 contracts, that's 2 minis you can enter and 2 micros you can enter. So that's a major difference in the sizing, especially for NQ with stop losses ranging. Like I can never get the exact risk amount that I want, and so I can only take these NQ trades on TopStep X. And for my live account right here, I am pretty much forced to take YM, right? This is the loss I took. I took a win on what's it called? On the eval account on TopStep X on Friday, and then I took this loss on the live account, which is pretty annoying. I wasn't really looking to trade this at all, but it was a setup, and I had to take it, and it just lost. And YM typically only does good around summer and spring PA, and it tends to slow down. This is what happened last year from my experience, and that's when I switched to NQ when we had great price action during the fall, and everything's playing out just as it did last year. So it's pretty annoying. I want to just move away from this account, just get a payout, and then just full port the account and blow it, and just fully switch to the TopStep X account so I can 100% focus on NQ, and I won't have to look at this shitty ass pair anymore. But yeah, that's that for the trade recap. Looking forward to making more of these. Hopefully when I make a video again, it's gonna be a recap of just straight dubs because I missed out on like a bunch of wins. Like I only capitalized on like 2 wins this week. But yeah, that's it. Peace.